Hello and welcome everyone. The topic which we are going to discuss today, I think you experience it in your everyday's life or day-to-day life. What you are experiencing nowadays? Yeah, chilly winter. Okay? You just unwrap yourself with the woolen stuff to keep yourself safe from the winter, chilly winter. Or in addition to that, there is fear of coronavirus. So you don't want to be trapped in cold and cough, right? So you are taking extra precautions. Few months back, you were keeping your AC, fan, cooler on, okay? Because temperature was rather high and you were little uncomfortable in that high temperature, okay? So that you experience, sometimes there is rise and fall in the temperature, or nowadays you are experiencing winter, right? Chilly cold. And few months back it was summer. So the topic which we are going to discuss today, that is what? That is climate. Okay? So let's discuss the topic. What is climate and how do climate changes and why it happens? Okay? First, let us define what the climate is. Okay? Climate is an average of atmospheric conditions over a long period. Generally, climate is determined from the average weather conditions of summer, winter, and rainy season of a place for about 35 years or more. In short, climate is an average of long term atmospheric conditions. So, what is climate? It is an average of atmospheric condition over a long period of time. What you experience nowadays, you are experiencing winter. Few months back, it was summer, okay? And then in mid of that, you experienced rainy season. So, average of that more than 35 years, okay, 35 years or more than that average atmospheric condition, that is known as, or that is climate. Okay, now contrary to that or opposite to that, weather. What is weather? Weather is an average of short term conditions of atmosphere. Weather can change at any time during a day. You must be watching the news on TV channels, and at the end of that, what you see? The weather report. Okay, so weather is an average of short term condition and it can change anytime, even during a day. Change in weather conditions depend on air temperature, air pressure, humidity, rain, fog, or amount of clouds. Weather affects our daily agricultural activities. Indian Meteorological Department publishes a daily weather map and report of the entire nation. Okay, so that weather can change any point of time, even during a day. Sometimes you experience it's quite sunny and all of a sudden it becomes cloudy and you experience rain. Okay, so weather can change any point of time during a day. So average weather is the average of short term weather condition. It includes the temperature, air pressure, humidity, rain, fog, or amount of clouds. Okay. India shows a large diversity and characteristics in climatic conditions. Seasons change in some parts of the earth according to the wind direction. So the winds which change their direction according to the season are called monsoon winds. So weather mainly depends on the direction of the winds, and the winds which change their direction according to the season, they are known as monsoon winds. And these winds are, how they are being named? This name is being derived from the Arabic word Mausam. Okay, and India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Myanmar, all these Asian countries experience the monsoon climate. Okay, seasonal changes. I hope children, you all are familiar with the two types of movement of the earth. What is that? Rotation and revolution. Rotation, you very well know, the movement of earth around its own axis, which results in the formation of day and night. Okay, so that is rotation. Another movement of the earth around the sun, okay, that is known as revolution. And one more thing, as you can see in this figure, earth is little tilted towards axis, okay, so which 23.5 degree. So due to this tilt and revolution around the sun, it results in the formation of seasons. Okay, when this northern hemisphere, as you can see in this figure, when it is tilted towards sun, okay, the northern hemisphere experiencing the summer season. Okay, opposite to that, in another figure you can see now the southern hemisphere, that is tilted towards the sun, okay, facing the sun, so it receiving more amount of heat. So that tropic of Capricorn or the southern hemisphere, that is experiencing summer during this time when we are experiencing winter. Now this is December, what we are experiencing winter. Why? Because India lies in the northern hemisphere, right? But that time southern hemisphere experienced the winter, because that time this southern part is facing or tilted towards the sun, right? Betterly you can see this is the movement of the earth. You all know this movement of the earth around the earth. So the part which hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, that experience summer, and the part which is away from it, that experiencing the winter. Now you see this is the earth and northern part tilted towards the sun, experiencing summer. Okay, another figure you can see down, that southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, so that is experiencing summer, and the northern hemisphere which is away from the sun is experiencing winter. Got it, children? Variations in the climate of India. There are many variations in the climate of India. South India has a peninsula shape, hence it experiences moderate maritime climate. You very well know this term. Peninsula means a piece of large land mass projecting itself into the water body. Okay, and with the climate becomes more continental while going away from the seashore. Okay, so when you are reaching towards the sea, you experience maritime climate, and when we are going away from the seashore, you experience the continental climate. What is maritime climate? Means neither too hot nor too cold. And what is continental climate? Means you experience extremes. In winter it is too cold, and in summer it is too hot. Okay, a large part of North India is away from the seashore, so it experiences continental climate. You know how the location of India is. So northern part, that is away from the seashore, that's why it experiences the continental climate. The Tropic of Cancer passes almost middle of India. Area to the south of it falls in torrid zone, while the area to the north of it is in the temperate zone. So you already know the extension, latitudinal extension of India, 8.4 degree north, and where equator lies, 0 degree. Okay, so the southern part of India lies in the torrid zone, which experience rather continental, so more heat. Okay, receives more heat. So area to the south of it falls in torrid zone, while the area to the north of it is in the temperate zone. As a result, there is large difference in the temperature and rainfall in different parts of the country. Okay, so there are variations. The northern part, that lies in the temperate zone, whereas the southern part lies in the torrid zone. So few of the examples we can see, which will show how there are variations in the temperature or the weather conditions of India. Like temperature in Leh and Dras in north in Kashmir is as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius during winter. North, you know, the crown of India, Kashmir, lies in the northmost. So there they experience even the minus 45 degrees Celsius temperature during winter. Another, some of the examples, Sri Ganganagar and Alwar in Rajasthan record 51 degrees Celsius high temperature during summer. So you can see in winter there is minus 45 degree. In contrary to that, Rajasthan records 51 degrees Celsius high temperature during summer. Similarly, Cherrapunji in Meghalaya in East India gets about 1200 centimeter rainfall annually. So it receives good amount of rainfall, which is maximum in the world. Okay, and the Maheshwaram, about 60 kilometer away from Cherrapunji, is famous for receiving maximum rainfall during 24 hours. So you can see how much variation is there in the temperature conditions of India. In the west, the desert of Rajasthan receives only 10 to 12 centimeter rainfall annually. So you are having the areas which are having the temperature minus 45 degree and the 51 degree. You are having the areas which receives 1200 centimeter rainfall, which is highest in the world. Or contrary to that, you are having the areas which receives only 10 to 12 centimeter rainfall annually. Okay, and contradicting climatic conditions are seen in our country. When one region has a devastating floods, the other faces drought due to intense heat and scanty or absence of rainfall. Some regions faces devastating effects of thunderstorms, sandstorms and tropical cyclones. Thus, seasonal weather has diversified effects. So we can see the variations in the climatic conditions. Now, which are the factors? We have seen there are variations in the climatic conditions, but why they are so? Okay, so there are some reasons, factors affecting the climate. There are some factors on the surface of the earth which control the distribution and amount of elements of climate. These are called climatic factors. Following factors affect the climate of India. Latitude. Climatic type on the surface of the earth changes according to the latitudes of the place concerned. Okay, there is distance of about 111 kilometers or 111 kilometers between two successive latitudes. Sun rays fall vertically over equatorial region. Hence, it is very hot throughout the year. India is divided into two zones of different climatic conditions, which means that is torrid zone and temperate zone. We already know the latitudes, the major latitudes, equator. Now we know the equator is the center of the earth. So the sun rays fall almost vertical throughout the year. The areas which lies around this equator obviously receives good amount of sunlight and they experience high temperatures. Okay, and the areas which are away from equator, they lies in the temperate zone, they experience cold, low temperatures, or they experience more cold. Okay, distance from sea. The distance of landmass from sea is another important factor affecting the climate. Water and land have different capacity to absorb and release the solar heat. As a result, coastal regions experience temperate climate while the climate becomes continental in the interior places away from sea coast. The climate of Mumbai in India is temperate as it is near the sea coast, while it is continental at Nagpur or Delhi as these places are situated far away from sea. Okay, so the land and the water, they both have the different characteristics. I think you might have experienced also. The land has the characteristics, it gets heated very quickly and cools down also very quickly. In contrary to that, water has the characteristics, it takes time to be get heated, at the same time it also takes time to be cooled down. Okay, so that's why the areas which are near the seashore, they experience the maritime climate, like Mumbai, which is near the sea coast, and whereas the areas which are away from the seashore, they experience the continental climate like Nagpur or Delhi, which are away from the seashore. Okay. Altitude. What is altitude? Height. Okay. As we go higher in the atmosphere from sea level, pressure and air temperature decreases as we move upward from the sea level. Okay, while higher relief gets more rain. Due to the high altitude, the Himalayan peak remains snow covered throughout the year. You might have seen once you go to the high altitudes like Mussoorie, Shimla, you might have seen the mountain peaks there snow covered, or those areas are cold. Why? Because they are at the high altitude, and as we move higher altitude, the temperature decreases. Okay, moist air cools down when it rises and gives rain. With increasing altitude of the mountains in Meghalaya, the rainfall increases. In general, air temperature decreases at the rate of 1 degree Celsius for the ascent of 165 meters, or by 6.5 degrees Celsius for an ascent of every 1000 meters from the surface of the earth. Okay, so if we are moving 165 meters, automatically 1 degree Celsius temperature will fall down. It means as you will move higher, the temperature will keep on decreasing or it falls down. Atmospheric pressure and winds. India falls in the path of northeast trade winds. These winds originate due to tropical high pressure belt in northern hemisphere. These winds deflect due to Coriolis force and blow towards equator. In past, these winds were utilized for oceanic trade, so these are called trade winds. Okay, trade wind means the winds which suddenly or abruptly change their direction. Okay, accordingly, the it will helping the sea in sailing. Okay, so that sea water bodies, they were being used for trade. So as they were helpful in the movement of the ships, they are known as trade winds. As these winds blow over landmass, they contain less moisture. The Indian Ocean is located to the south of India, Arabian Sea to the west, and Bay of Bengal is in the east. You all know. Due to this vast water mass, the winds passing over them absorb moisture and bring rain in India. Okay, so these are atmospheric pressure and winds. Winds which cross these water bodies obviously absorb the water and brings rain. During winter, high pressure develops to the north of Himalayas. Cold and dry winds from this region blow towards the oceanic area where low pressure is created. During summer, low pressure develops due to high temperature over Central Asia and Indian landmass. I think one more thing you must be familiar: when the temperature is high, the hot air becomes light and rises up. So it develops the low pressure area. And the cold air is dense and heavy and it remains close to the earth. So it creates the high pressure area. Okay. At this time, high pressure prevails over Indian Ocean in south. So winds tend to blow from high pressure over Indian Ocean to low pressure in North India. And these winds are known as southwest monsoon winds. They contain moisture and bring rain in India as they blow from the high pressure area to the low pressure area, and it develops the high pressure area where on the Indian Ocean. Okay, so they absorb the moisture, and that's why these are known as southwest monsoon winds, and they bring the moisture and bring rain in India. Sometimes a peculiar phenomena takes place over places located far from India, which creates temporary changes in the long-term climatic pattern. Phenomena like jet streams. So what are the jet streams? They are the fast flowing strong winds, okay, at the upper level of the atmosphere. El Nino, what are they? Band of warm ocean water, okay. ITCZ, what is this? The intertropical convergence zone, or means where two or more water bodies approach each other. Okay, have affected the Indian weather to a great extent. However, the monsoonal characteristics of climate of India remain unaffected. So these some disturbances are being created due to some peculiar or unusual phenomena due to this jet stream, western disturbances in Inu or ITCZ. Okay, but otherwise the characteristics of Indian climate remains the same, or mostly they remains unaffected. So here we come to an end of our topic. Do revise the topic very well by the time we meet in the next session. Thank you.